Hey, this is Dale Tinsley. You're listening to the Connect Podcast. Our purpose is to guide you to connect with yourself so that you can connect with others and live a life of meaning and value. Continuing the series, Limitless Potential, Endless Refinement. Peace be with you, and welcome back to the Connect Podcast. Hope you guys are feeling alive today, challenging yourself, attacking life, and doing the maintenance required internally, externally, so that you can align yourself and your life with everything you deserve. Because you are worthy. For today's episode, validation. Validation. What jumps in your mind when you hear that? You know, it's a trending topic over the past couple years, at least on social media and different circles of people programmed with this idea of validation and affirming. But we're gonna dive into validation and the need, the desire, the idea that we need to be validated by somebody else. Because it's real. We do have a need and a desire to be validated. So we're going to dive in and ask why. Why do we need to be validated? Where does this desire come from? And everything associated when you're in that state of mind, seeking outside validation. And I also want to mention there's a difference between being appreciated and seeking validation. Because we show up, we do our best, and it's nice to hear, hey, good job. So the difference right there in someone appreciating what you're doing and the seeking of the validation is if they say good job, you're not expecting it, or your behavior isn't seeking that because you're in a relaxed body and you just deliver. But that's a little later in the episode where we get into the other side of validation. So think back to your childhood. Did you have to go above and beyond for your dad or your mom or whoever were your caretakers for them to even acknowledge you, to speak to you, to be your cheerleader, to be your support system, to show affection, to show love, to show mentorship? The basic, simple things that parents can do to help their kids grow and blossom and continue to evolve into the best version of themselves. So often, seeking outside validation comes from a place of lack. Could be we didn't get the nurturing that we needed or the attention. Or for myself, being understood or getting the right coaching that we require as kids. And that external need for that validation is often tied to low self-worth, low confidence, even an anxious energy, and living in fight or flight because you're always searching outside of yourself for the clap or the like or the check. So external validation is of the ego. Whether you need someone to think that you're the smartest or the strongest or the sexiest or the richest, or you've got the newest tattoo or the newest thing, it's short-lived. It's going from one moment to the next, seeking outside validation. And it's exhausting eventually. And because it's so short-lived, it's an endless chase. It's an endless chase because the outside seeking of validation doesn't provide anything deep within ourselves. We're focused on the outside. We're focused on appearance, materialism, and stroking the ego. You know, but on this journey, it's a layer. It's a layer that we have to go through. I've experienced it. I've lived it. It comes in different forms. And we get to a point where we realize, like, why am I doing these things to impress people? Why am I giving all this energy to keep up this appearance? Or so that someone's opinion of me can be a certain way. Outside validation also is tied to groupthink. Like you showing up in that group with something to show because all these people in this group have something similar, right? If you're in a truck club or a car club, well, you show up with the same kind of car or something very similar, right? Chasing outside validation keeps us ultimately from our authenticity. And the sooner we start to slow down and ask ourselves, why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? Am I doing it for me, or am I doing it for an outside source for validation? And that's something we've all got to sit with and figure out, sitting in silence and meditation. Why? And when you seek, you will find. And I hope you have that breakthrough and you get on the other side of that, which is self-validation. So now we're talking about validating ourselves, which is tied directly to knowing yourself, knowing who you are, and ultimately realizing this is your hero's journey. We'd like for the people that love us and support us to have a high opinion of us. But what is that based on? It's based on showing up consistently as our best self. It's based on showing compassion, courage, integrity, being adaptable, having a nervous system that's regulated, staying calm in moments that are stressful, being solution-minded, living in a growth mindset, choosing to elevate our awareness, choosing to elevate our consciousness through the internal work. So one side of the spectrum is outside validation, where you will always be at the mercy of someone else and their opinion and what they think of you. And on this side of the spectrum, self-validation, where you come from a place of peace and knowing who you are. And that's part of the path to becoming an individual, to becoming a critical thinker, to thinking for yourself, to developing your own belief system based on what you want to be and what you hold dear to your heart. When you really start focusing on that, your purpose starts to come up. Your passion starts to come out. You start living a vibrant life. And everything changes. You're in alignment. Your life starts to flow. It's like living the dream. And through all this internal work, it doesn't mean you're not going to have challenges and obstacles. It just means that when these challenges show up, because you do the internal work, you've got a tool belt full of tools to apply to this challenge, this problem, this situation, from a relaxed body, a regulated nervous system, that you can handle it because you didn't come this far to only come this far. It's your hero's journey. Are you living it for someone else outside of you? Or are you living it for yourself and your family and your friends and your spouse and your community? And as you continue to align with self-validation, and as you continue to align yourself, you'll get the only validation that truly matters. The validation from God, the validation from Source, and you'll feel that connection with God. You'll feel that energy, that vibrancy. And as you continue to cultivate your relationship with God, deeper levels of alignment and flow will happen, and downloads from God of different levels of information will come at you. And you'll just know. You'll start living where things happen and like you knew it was going to happen, or you know it's going to happen, or you know you're living and doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Self-validation. No one outside of ourselves can affirm us. Validation from the outside world is temporary, my friends. It leaves you empty. It leaves you searching over and over and over the same pattern until we go inside ourselves, hold ourselves accountable, and really spend the time in silence to get to know who we are. Keep doing the internal work, as it will truly make all the difference. You can take that to the bank. Don't take it to the bank. Put your money under your bed. Oh, we're in some crazy times right now. But self-validation is a key. And focus on regulating your nervous system. Spend time in nature. Go to the gym. Go play tennis. Go for a walk with friends. Go to the stream. Go to the lake. Go to the beach. Go to the mountains. Get some sunlight. Get some fresh air. And challenge yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Because self-love is crucial. I hope today's episode gave you some perspective on outside validation and self-validation and all the layers that are associated with each of them. I'd like to invite you to go to theconnection.studio. Go grab a t-shirt. Grab a reminder on your hero's journey. Continue to grind, continue to stretch yourself, because no challenge, no change. Until next time, friends, God bless. Thanks for joining us at the Connection Studio. You can support us by sharing with others and posting to social media. Keep doing the internal work, as it will truly make all the difference. God bless.